everyone. Welcome back to FLACKI'S Day Off. Today we have two very special guests and my two best favorite people ever in CKI, Kiwanis, and Key Club. So if anybody doesn't feel special anymore, sorry. So we have Ailish, our PR chair, and we have Vanessa, our legal chair. So I'm going to start with Ailish. If you could just go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name's Ailish. I'm the public relations chair for the district. I'm a third year studying computer science at UF, and I'm in their Circle K.
Vanessa.
Hey guys. I'm sorry, I just need to laugh.
Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, my name is Vanessa. I go to the University of Central Florida. I'm a third year. I'm studying health sciences, and I'm in their Circle K. And I'm also the legal chair. Forgot to mention that.
So, a little disclaimer, this is probably going to be my favorite episode ever that airs throughout the whole year because it does have my two favorite people ever. And a little bit about us is that we met, I think, was it my junior year of high school? Yes, my junior year of high school at Key Club. So we're just kind of be telling some anecdotes from our experience in CKI and Key Club, how we stayed friends, and how we make friends, and how much we love the Kiwanis family. Okay, guys, so how did we meet?
So who wants to tell a story?
Well, you have to start because you guys met before.
Oh yeah.
Before. Okay, Vanessa, how did we meet?
Okay, so basically what happened is that we were both lieutenant governors for the same division. So I'm already forgetting. So I was Division 21 and Chantal was Division 20B, right?
Yes.
So basically, we would always drive up to the board meetings together in the training. So I think the first time we met was when we both got elected at Spring Zone Rally, right? Yeah, and then after that, we went to a training. I think it was in Deerfield.
I think it was in Pompano.
Pompano. Yeah, so we met there. And we just clicked very well, and now we're the bestest of friends. And then Ailish comes into the picture at our June board meeting. If you want to take it away.
Yeah, so I was appointed post Spring Zone, post Econ, post training, because I was Division 16 Lieutenant Governor after the person that was elected stepped down. So I met them in the car on the way to was it the June board meeting?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, it
was the summer one.
And it was very scary and intimidating, but they're very, very sweet. So I think we sat together at dinners during the board meetings.
Yeah, because during the board meetings, we weren't allowed to sit with people from the same zone because she wanted us to make new friends. So we didn't get to know her during the meetings.
We also weren't allowed to room with each other, which was kind of annoying. Because I always wanted to room with you guys, and they put me with some random people, and I'm like...
They put you with random people.
I don't like making friends, guys. I already have my friends. I don't need new ones.
We would always leave our rooms just to go talk to each other.
Yeah, you'd literally knock in my room, and I'm in my PJs, ready to go to bed. And we just walk around the rose and shingle.
Can we insert pictures?
I don't know.
I should do that when you're editing. Just put our picture there.
This is cringy board meeting pictures.
Yes, and then put a meme.
That would be so good.
Guys, what was your first impression of each other? Because I remember when I met Vanessa, I was like, okay, she's pretty. We can take good pictures together. Our board pictures are not going to be ugly. I am very happy about this. And I was happy that you weren't awkward either.
Oh, yeah.
I really hope I don't get stuck with some weird girl.
Yeah. I think both of you were outgoing though. I don't remember it being awkward at all. I was oh my god,
I felt awkward.
We don't know these people.
I was oh my god, they already know each other, and I'm the new kid. And
no, but we were so excited for you to be there.
Yeah, I was excited when I got in because I didn't know. Nobody told me who else were lieutenant governors, so I didn't know if I was gonna get in the car and it was gonna be all guys, or
true.
like I didn't know anything, so I was very thrilled.
Oh, dang.
Like nice smiling faces.
Wait, I have a question for you guys. How, like, being in high school, like, how did you guys deal with being a lieutenant governor?
True. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first, I guess. It was a lot of like, I mean, time management, obviously, because you have to like plan it around other things, and like, you'd have to schedule around other clubs, like to visit them at like their meetings or their service projects. You know, scheduling, what were they called? Divisional council meetings were always super difficult because you had to find a time that like worked for everybody. So it was definitely a time commitment. I remember like it was intimidating at first, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. You know, like it's kind of laid out, it's kind of spread out. I think that the benefits outweighed the negatives for me. Like I met you guys and I had a lot of fun like at the board meetings. As much as I like dreaded going to them, I ended up having a lot of fun like while I was there. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it like I think if anything it elevated my like senior year experience.
Aw, that's so cute.
Tears.
I remember.
Okay.
No, but I honestly, I remember I was so nervous for my first divisional council meeting. And I was like, I don't know how to like take control of the room or whatever and like be a leader in front of all these people that I don't know. But I feel like now, I feel like that's something that I'm completely comfortable with. Like I get in somewhere, I'm like, okay guys, what are we doing? I'm like the first one like getting everything ready. So I feel like Key Club really helped me like grow as a speaker, as a leader, and has made me, I guess, more responsible or whatever.
I also feel like I met a lot of people from those divisional council meetings. Like, to be honest, before I was a lieutenant governor, I didn't really interact with the other high schools, like key clubs, or even like the other high schools in general.
Yeah.
But now, like, there are people that I know that like are in my Circle K club that like were in the same division as me that I met, like, basically through those divisional council meetings, and like, so it's very interesting that something that was really intimidating and kind of a nuisance, I actually met like a lot of great people that I still talk to and still get to interact with today, which is like kind of cool.
Yeah, same. Like I know people that I knew from Key Club and I see them a lot in like the council meetings or whatever. Or even after I retired as a lieutenant governor, I still saw like the same people around. And then I see them at like in college now and they're also part of CKI. So I think it's a really cool thing that even us, like I was not expecting when I like retired from lieutenant governor, I was not expecting that we were all gonna serve in the board together in CKI. And I remember I was in CKI and Vanessa was in CKI, and then I saw that you went to LTC a couple years ago, and I was like, oh, I should have gone. And my sister was like, oh my God, Ailish was there, and I was like, oh, Ailish, girl, you didn't
So
tell
many
me.
memories.
So I think that's a really cool experience. And I feel like a lot of people that are in Key Club do continue on to CKI. And the fact that you get to serve with somebody for like years, I think that's pretty cool.
Well, I think it's interesting that like the way that it works with you have people that you know that go from like Key Club to Circle K or like one branch of the Kiwanis family to the next. So you have like that familiarity of like knowing a few people, but then you also have the other schools that did the same thing. So you're getting a good mix of like new people, but also like that familiarity, which made it like really easy to kind of blend into, if that makes sense. Like easy to be a part of the club when like you knew people, but then you also had like new people that had similar interests that you did. So.
Yeah, also at UCF, I didn't really have a lot of people from my high school Key Club go to UCF, but when we served on the board together, there was like 3 other LTGs that did go to UCF, and I still like talk to them at the UCF CKI like club meetings. So it's great because you can make friends like through the board, and even though like they live like really far away, you still talk to them. And just like how we all go to different schools now, like at LTC and then at DCON, we were able to see each other and like talk to each other.
Yeah, I was really excited when I saw you guys. I think I was a little too excited when I saw you guys. That was, yeah, I had very high energy levels. Yeah.
I remember it was so cute when we took that picture at the decon, and it was like the three of us, and I think Chantal posted it, and there were like all these old LTGs from like our year that were like, oh my god, that's so cute, and I was like, oh, like it's still like very present, you know.
We
like,
literally have that same picture like now, but then we also took one very similar to it in the same hotel 4 years ago.
Oh yeah, where we look like babies.
Literally, what happened to us, guys?
Life
happened. So I think we're even like positioned the same 4 years ago in the 4 years.
I think so too.
So I think that's really cool to see, guys. Oh, there's so many memories.
The growth. Oh my god.
The depression. Wait, guys, I have like, what are the funniest things that have happened to us while we served together? I think we have a lot of stories.
I think we have the same story in mind, actually.
Is it the car one?
Yes.
So,
I'll set the stage.
Okay, yeah.
So we were driving up with our zone administrator. Love him.
Gary,
if you're watching this,
if you're watching this, we miss you.
Miss Karen, we love you too.
Top tier. I love him. And I remember we were driving by, and I see out of the corner of my eye, this car stopped.
Because there was traffic. We were stopped for a while.
Yeah.
There was a lot of traffic, and we were stopped for a while. And I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure I was like stressed. I was like, we're going to be late. We're going to be the people that are late. But usually that wasn't us because there was only 4 people. And I remember, we all like see these girls in the middle of the road, you know, doing their necessities, right? And then Gary goes, oh my god, they're mooning us. Because like, I don't know, but that friend, the other girl that was holding up the towel, like
towel to cover her friend, yeah, she's a real one.
Fired. She mooned everybody in that Orlando County.
People thought that she was holding the towel to cover her, but in reality, she was covering nothing. So basically, we saw a lot.
Because, like, the situation was funny, but it was also funny how Gary talked about it the whole weekend. Anyone that would listen, he was telling that we got mooned on 95. It was so cute.
He's so funny.
Wasn't it like, it was like his first like board meeting as an administrator?
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was.
Guys, do you remember when he gave us Gary cutouts?
Yes.
I had that for a while.
I think I still have mine.
You still have yours?
Either it's in my house or it's in my old high school Key Club advisor's closet. It is somewhere in Boca Raton. I don't know where exactly.
Oh, but those were so iconic.
I love those. He's such a wonderful person. He's so funny too. Also, you know, the elephant in the room. It wasn't just 3 of us, guys. There were 4 of us. We had we're gonna call him Momo. There was 4 of us, and I feel like the 4th person in our division really made our year. I think we can all agree that he or she, wherever they are wherever they are out there, really made our year.
Oh, for sure. Especially during Spring Zone Rally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
His absence was missed.
Yeah.
But I just want to speak a little bit on the wonderful encounter that my beloved Ailish and
Oh, no. No.
Let's talk about it, actually.
talk about it. Okay. So I remember during the first board meeting that we had all of us together. I feel like I remember me and Vanessa were eating, and then I feel like Ailish, you got like a bunch of people who were like, "Ooh, the new girl," and you just kind of went off to your group, and I was like, "Wow, this girl's popular." Okay.
I think just
Which
people.
was the popular one.
Dude, I wish.
I was like,
Nobody had any idea who I was. Who are you? Where are you from?
So whatever, it was fine. I think you did actually end up sitting with us a little bit afterwards too. And I remember the next day, we were all taking pictures. It was like the last day, I think. And we were all taking pictures, and then we were all walking towards you because we were all going to take pictures. And then I get just surprisingly shoved out of the way by Momo because he just sprinted to go get the girl, take a picture with Ailish. And then I was shoved, and then I was like, oh. So then I had to go sit next to Vanessa or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, poor you. Poor you.
And then me and Vanessa, I remember our faces, we were like, okay, Momo. And ever since then, I feel like it has been a running joke that Momo was absolutely obsessed with you.
It was a joke. I don't know how real it was. But
I remember for our Spring Zone rally, scheduling that whole thing and creating like a whole conference was so hard because another part of our job is that we had to host 2 conferences a year, and we have to get the location, the food, do the invitation, everything like that. And unfortunately, some things happened with the location. So then like we were like rushing to get a new one, but then it ended up working out and we got the location or whatever. But I remember how like hard planning those things, how stressful those things were.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like 16, 17, making like phone calls, trying to figure all this stuff out. And I'm like, embarrassing, overwhelming. But I don't know. I feel like I learned a lot from it too. I feel like I can be like put in any setting now and be like, oh, it's fine. I'm a key clubber. Or CKI.
It also like kind of bonded us in a way. Like,
the stress bonded us.
Yeah, like misery loves company.
But
like, yeah, we were all freaked out, but also like I remember like we like laughed when the meeting or like the location space didn't end up working out. Like we were like, oh yeah, that's gonna be a mess, and now we have to deal with that. But this is the funniest thing that's ever happened. And I remember too when our dear friend Momo had an unexpected flight to catch the day before. Super serious stuff. He had an unexpected flight to catch and didn't end up telling us that he wasn't going to be there. I remember
he or they
that they weren't going to be there. I remember like that's such a huge thing to have happen the day before a planned conference, especially with someone that had their own like responsibility.
It was the day of.
Was it the day of?
It was the day of.
Oh, even better.
Like, where are you?
Even better. So we had to make a lot of like split decisions. We were rushing around like crazy, but I remember like how much we laughed that day, despite like how crazy it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was solely because we were all like, "This is a mess." And we're all in it together.
But it's fun because the members never knew that we were like freaking out. Like we just like kept it to ourselves and we were like freaking out, but the members never knew like what happened.
I feel like that's so funny because like when you're doing everything from like the backstage or whatever, you think everything's literally falling apart. And the members are like just eating their pizza,
vibing.
And then you do the presentations and then you get out and I'm like, wow, that was the worst presentation I've given in my life. That was terrible. Who signed me up for this? And then people are like, oh yeah, that was great. Wonderful.
They're like, yeah, fine.
Cool. So that was a lot of pressure, guys. But I think we did, honestly, and the fact that those things we still laugh about now. That's so cool. Guys. Do you guys have any anecdotes or any other stories that you guys remember? Something that was really fun that we did together was the escape room.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
That was like the first time we like bonded, I feel like all
Because that was
together.
the first, Carrie did our old zone administrator. She did a really good job of wanting to facilitate like a relationship between us, which I'm so grateful for. She could have very easily just been like, all right, everyone, we're gonna go to the board meeting and then we're gonna go home. And that's it. And we probably wouldn't have had like as much interaction as we did.
Yeah.
She was very, very good about being like, no, let's all go out to eat together. Let's do this escape room. I'll pay for it. Just, you know, bond and get to know each other a little bit more, which I think really helped us in the long run. But that was a fun time. I remember our other unnamed LTG called 911 on the cell phone that we were given in the escape room. And
wait, he did?
Yeah. Did you not know that?
I don't remember that.
It was me and him were like trying to figure out what the code was on the phone number.
Oh, it's because he was with you.
And
I don't remember.
on the back of the phone, it says like, do not press the emergency button. And he thought it was a clue. Like, oh, you are supposed to press the emergency button? So he pressed it and was like, 911, what's your emergency? And he hung up. I was like, no, you're supposed to tell them that you messed up. But they never shut up, so I guess it was fine.
I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah. Well, I think I mercifully decided to keep it to myself.
Yeah, because I literally don't remember.
That was really fun. I still have the pictures from that time.
Yes, we're holding the little like victory signs.
Did we actually who figured it out? Because I don't remember who was like the brain of the operation in the escape room.
Definitely not me. I can tell you that for a fact.
I'm actually gonna say you. I was like, I think that you were the brain of the operations.
I don't really remember.
Honestly, I don't remember. It was a team effort. We all got out together.
Yes. We were all the brains of the operation.
Oh my god, guys. We should talk about our experience in our committees. Okay, so I remember when I was in Key Club, and I'm going to talk about let's talk about our experience in our committees, because we were all part of committees in Key Club, and now we're committee chairs in CKI. So when I was in Key Club, I was the sergeant at arms. So my job was, I kind of did all of the safety, all of the forms, and then I did all the announcements. Well, not all of them, most of the announcements at DCON. And I remember my pride, and I remember when they asked me if I wanted to do it. And I was like, they were like, Chantal, we need to talk to you. And I was like, oh my God, they're going to fire me. I did something wrong. They're firing me. I was so nervous. And I was like, oh my God, did I do something? And they were like, we want you to like apply for, I don't know who it was. So someone was like, hey, I think you'd be really good for this. You should apply for it. And I was like, wow, this is going to be the highlight of my life. I'm going to be Hista at DCON. So getting the whole like thing was literally the highlight of my life. And I feel like I was really funny as a sergeant at arms chair.
You were very funny. You definitely owned it.
I did. I was like,
I remember you'd walk up to the podium and you'd be like, so.
I really loved it. That was honestly a really fun experience. Even though at DCON, like, it was a lot because I'd literally be the last person to go to bed out of all the lieutenant governors. And it was like, and I was like, and I also used to do lunch, breakfast, and dinner shifts. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I was deciding, I was like, everybody, you guys can do whatever, but I'm not doing breakfast. I will not wake up at 6 in the morning. But I think that was a really fun experience, and I feel like I learned a lot from it, and it still helps me today with my own committee. I'm the Membership Development and Education Committee, if you guys didn't know that. So I feel like it has really helped me like organize myself and kind of brainstorm and do things for the members that I think they would like or that would help them. So I feel like that experience leading a committee in Key Club really helped me lead a committee in CKI. So like, how do you guys feel about that? Because I know, Vanessa, you were also legal chair in Key Club. And Ailish, you were in the endowment?
I was on the endowment committee, yes.
That's boring. We're just gonna skip you.
That's boring. Next.
You get to pick, okay? I was late.
So I didn't get bullied.
High school bullies.
Guys, I didn't mean that. I think the endowment, I mean, they had cool stuff. You guys used to sell cool stuff.
The pins were very nice.
They had the sock pockets too. Is that what it's called?
Pop sockets, yeah.
Pop sockets.
Pop sockets, pins, lanyards. I think there was like a string bag or something. I think there was a t-shirt too, but I don't think anybody got that because why would you want the endowment committee's t-shirt? But the pins are really cute, and I think the pop sockets were a huge hit.
They were really good. But yeah, I just say it was boring because I'm not a math person. So anything that has to do with money, I'm like, I just like to spend money. I don't like to think about it, count it, or look at it. So yeah, but it's fine. So yeah, how was your guys' experience in doing committees in Key Club, and how has that helped you guys lead a committee in CKI? Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. So I was a legal chair for Key Club, and basically what I did is I was in charge of House of Delegates and the bylaws. My year there wasn't any bylaws, but for House of Delegates there's basically like around like 200 or 5. I honestly don't remember the number exactly of how many people were in the room, but basically it's when we elect the new district board, the executive board, so like the governor, the secretary, and the treasurer. And I feel like that helped me now because I'm the legal chair for Circle K now. So I kind of have an idea of what I was doing, and I was familiar with what it was because of Key Club. But honestly, if I didn't do legal chair, and let's say I did another committee chair, like it still helped me with my public speaking and being organized and like time management. So yeah.
So I was on the endowment committee when I was a lieutenant governor in Key Club. So I was doing a lot of like, managerial tasks, helping design the merch that we ended up selling at Decon that would go towards our endowment, which of course paid for like scholarships and a bunch of other things. So it was a lot of like learning how to organize things and work with other people in organizing things, which is very interesting. It also like gave me an idea of like what a committee is meant to do and how a committee works together. Because when I joined Circle K, my first year I was a member. I didn't hold any leadership positions, but UF especially, and I think most other clubs do too, have committee chairs, which piqued my interest as like in a leadership position that I could conceivably do and not be too overwhelmed in doing. So that was something I ended up doing my sophomore year, is I was the school outreach committee chair, which again was a lot of like organizing things and working with other people. So it was a good sort of introduction as to like what a committee is supposed to do. And obviously that it worked out for me because now I'm the fundraising chair at UF and the internal fundraising chair at UF and the public relations chair on the board. So it definitely left an impact.
Okay, so why did we want to run for lieutenant governor? Honestly, I don't remember why.
I mean, I think if we're being honest, part of the reason why we did it was for the resume,
Part of it.
It looks really good on a college application to be like, oh yeah, I managed 6 or 7 clubs. So it was really, at least for me, because again, I was appointed late, so the president of my Key Club actually asked me if I would like consider doing it, and then I did like, you know, a bunch of interviews after that. But I remember the main reasoning behind it was because I was like, oh, that's going to look so good on my college apps. Like, why wouldn't I do that? But I definitely think that it requires a little bit more like personal dedication. Like if you were just doing it for the college apps, you could like scrape by and you could be a half decent lieutenant governor and you could put it on your college application and that would be it. But I think, at least for me, I ended up actually really caring about the position, and it gave me a lot. Like we talked about, it gave me leadership experience, and it encouraged me to meet so many different people that it not only had a positive impact on me, but also like I was able to do a better job because I enjoyed what I was getting out of it. So it might have started as like, oh, this is gonna boost my resume and I'm gonna look so cool. But it definitely didn't end like that.
I remember, this sounds kind of like, I don't know, superficial, but I was like, I cannot wait to put LTG20B on my Instagram bio. I was so excited to do that. But at the same time, yeah, I thought it was going to look good for my college applications. I really liked doing Key Club. I had a lot of fun doing it. So I was like, why not? My sister was lieutenant governor before me, so I was like her successor. So I feel like it was kind of a no-brainer that I was going to run. And yeah, how about you, Vanessa?
So for me, I used to be the president of my Key Club at my school the year before. And I wasn't going to run for lieutenant governor, but I remember the previous lieutenant governor before me, Alyssa, was like, oh, Vanessa, you're such a good president. Like, you should run. And I was like, no, like, that's too much. Like, it's so scary because, like, it seems intimidating. Like, when you're looking at it, you're like, no. But then she, like, convinced me, and then I was just like, okay, I'm going to run, and, like, we'll see what happens, basically. And I remember there was, like, I was really nervous the day of because there was, like, 3 or 2 other people running against me from, like, other schools that had better Key Clubs, and mine was kind of weak at that point. So I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna win. But then I ended up winning, and it was like a really proud moment for me because, like, if you told me freshman year I was gonna be lieutenant governor, I would have told you were crazy, and like I could never do that. But yeah,
I think that's funny that you say that, because I remember when I started my freshman year of high school, I was like, I don't want to be part of any organizations. Old kids don't do service. That's not what we're here for. But honestly, I was right after I said that, I became secretary of my Key Club. Then I went for lieutenant governor, and then I did president. And I did president, and I didn't run again for lieutenant governor or another position because I was like, I got so much knowledge and experience from being a lieutenant governor that for my last year, I just want to make sure that before I leave my Key Club, that it has a strong foundation. And I feel like I'm very happy that I did that, because now the Key Club that I was in high school, it has completely changed and grown so much, and I'm so proud of it. And just like to feel that like a little part of that was because of me is like, I feel like I kind of left a legacy.
Yeah, I agree with that too, because I think I was the first lieutenant governor for my school to like ever be a lieutenant governor. Because like my Key Club was like, we didn't even have an advisor in the beginning of the year. Like we were about to like, no more Olympic Heights Key Club. But then we ended up finding a really good advisor, and then he won like advisor of the year at Decon last year, I believe. Yeah.
Oh my God, I remember, do you remember the scavenger hunt that your advisor prepared for us?
Oh yeah, it's so funny because like, I don't know how we found him, but he ended up being like so passionate about it.
And he's still in it. He's still the advisor for it.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
I remember your advisor, he like, for Decon, he made a scavenger, which I won the scavenger hunt, but I did not get my prize.
Call him right now.
I just want to say that I took a picture with the Elvis guy from Decon. I won. I was bold. I won. I was like, hey, can you take a picture of me? He was cute too, so it helped. Whatever. So yeah, I won the scavenger hunt that year, and I'm still a little bit salty about it. So when I see him at Casey or Springs Valley, I will remind him that I did not get my prize. whatever.
What
But
was the scavenger hunt exactly? Because I remember I didn't do it because since I was legal chair, I was like running around with like a chicken with my head chopped off, like all of decon. Like I don't think I saw like my advisor for like more than an hour like each day because I was running around.
Yeah.
You didn't do it, but you helped me finish.
Did I?
Yeah.
I probably did. I honestly don't remember.
You guys want to hear a fun little tidbit? I don't know if you know. You can cut this out. But today is actually the Zone G KC.
No.
Oh!
Shut. Shut the front door.
I think it's like maybe it's already over. Let me see. I still get the text from my high school.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
no, it's 1 to 6. So it's still going on.
We could have just made an appearance and they wouldn't even have known who we are.
Guys, I feel so old. Like when I was like, when you see all of these new rising key clubbers, you're like, oh yeah, I was lieutenant governor 5 years ago. I'm a has-been.
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel sad. I feel old. But yeah, I think
You guys want to join Kiwanis though after?
Yes. My dream, honestly, is to be Zone G administrator with my sister.
That would be so cool.
It's so iconic. Oh my God.
Zone K is like the two, like one division and the other, but they're still like a big zone.
Mm-hmm.
I want me and my sister to do that together.
You guys should obviously do that.
Cute.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
I'll come to
Ailish.
What?
We'll help her out while she's
Oh,
doing
yeah. You text us, we'll hop on.
Girls trip.
Girls trip for Zone G KC 2031.
It's like a full circle.
Like, wouldn't it be so cool if like one of us either in like CKI or Key Club or in the Kiwanis, like we end up actually like serving together in Kiwanis. That would be like a full circle. That'd be super cool. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Kiwanians really helped me be where I am today. Like people like David, who are Sam and Miss Parton. Mm-hmm. I feel like I grew so much as a person because of them. So being that person for somebody else, I don't know. I feel like that's really cool, and that really would be a full circle. I don't know. I would like to do that one day. So we'll see. Stay tuned.
So cute.
So how was your transition from Key Club to CKI?
I'll start. I think Key Club and CKI are very different. You know, like it's the same overarching organization, but the way that they work is so different, but like in a good way. You know, Key Club has to be very structured because it is, you know, your high school students, and typically Key Clubs are a little bit bigger, but you know, you have to work with all the constraints that like a high school has of like, you know, planning events and doing all the paperwork for that. Whereas like with CK, there's a lot more freedom to be more creative and play around with what you want. Especially like Circle Ks all have different committee chairs, if any. You know, they can pick what works best for their club and kind of structure that like around their members, which I think is really cool. And that was like super wild to see that like no two Circle Ks are going to be the exact same. Like the way that they run is going to be very different, and it's going to be like molded to their school, which I think is really cool. But I think like for me, I was definitely intimidated the first time I walked into like the meeting room, and there was like all these people, and I was like, oh, my Key Club had like 10 members, and this is so huge. But everybody was super, super welcoming, and I think they put a lot of value, especially into freshmen, but new members, because they want people to come and they want people to experience it. So I had a really nice transition. I met some of the most amazing people that like first week in CKI, and so I was very excited to like go to their service projects and like be more a part of the club, especially because they were doing things that like we couldn't do in Key Club. You know, in Key Club we were doing like beach cleanups and car washes and things like that, and like here they were like, oh, we're gonna trim bushes at a botanical garden, and I was like, that's so interesting. And not something that I think many people would get the opportunity to do in a key club. So yeah.
I also think it's a lot easier to build that community in CKI than in Key Club, because I feel like when you're in Key Club, you go there for like to get it on your college applications, and I feel like when you're part of CKI, you do it because you really love it.
Right.
So the people that are there, like everybody there is very passionate about what they're doing and really want to give back to the community. And I feel like I had a little bit of a different experience. I feel like when you're in, I was like very involved in my Key Club, obviously, but I feel like I didn't like make as many friends as I have in CKI, because I think it's a little bit harder to make friends in Key Club than CKI, because it's such a big I feel like when you go to KCKC or Springs O'Reilly or Decon in Key Club, it's like a very big environment, so you don't really get to interact with like different divisions or zones or whatever. And I feel like the only people that get to do that are the lieutenant governors that interact with each other. So I feel like in CKI, since it's a little bit smaller, I think it's so much easier to just like make those connections, make friends, and stay in contact with each other. And now that you're doing Zoom, you can like, hop on different club events and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why I feel like it's a lot easier to build those connections and like have that community, and also be closer with your Kiwanis advisors in CKI. How about you, Vanessa?
So it's definitely a lot more personal. Like I know before COVID happened, at LTC, you can like become friends with people like throughout the whole entire district, because you're put into groups with people that like are not from your school, you don't know. So you're kind of like forced to be with them the whole entire weekend, and no one's really on their phones, because at like Camp Kiwanis, there's like no service. So you're like forced to talk to them even if you don't want to. So you're definitely like, you can make friends easier in Circle K, I feel like. And also at Decon too, since it's a lot smaller, you're able to like see the people that you met at LTC and like still talk to them. But
also like about CKI is that you get to pick who you room with.
That helps too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like because and I feel like I've roomed with people from like different divisions too, because I feel like you guys are not in my division, so I roomed with you guys.
Right.
I'm technically bonding with people that are not in my club.
Technically.
But I mean, it's really interesting to think about like the way that we grew as people, not to get too deep, but like the way that we grew as people was like the way that Kiwanis grew too. Like when we were in Key Club, we did have that main focus of like, oh, I want to build my college resume, and I want to get into a good school, and I want to go to school, and I want to study, blah, 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 blah. And so like us as high schoolers, and then us making that transition into Circle K where we could be a little bit more flexible, and we were there because we wanted to be there. Like it was so interesting to like, because we had worked together for how many years? 1 year technically.
Yeah.
But then coming back after so many years and like reuniting at that decon, it was because of that flexibility, like we could mold it to our schedules because we were adults now and we can do that. But it was super interesting to see like how we grew and like changed with the club that we were in. And I think like Circle K really fits that like college dynamic, which is really nice.
I honestly feel like if I didn't go through these like steps of being in Key Club and now in CKI and running for these positions and having these responsibilities and these leadership experiences, I feel like I would be a totally different person.
Mm-hmm.
So like I am very grateful for my experience in the Kiwanis family and for like meeting you guys, because I feel like we might not like see each other every day or talk to each other every day, but I feel like no matter how much time passes, like the bond is there, and it's like no time has passed when we see each other.
Oh yeah, because like Vanessa's in Orlando, I'm in Gainesville, you're in West Palm, so like we're not that close to each other all the time, but like every time we text, it's like no time has passed, you know?
Yeah.
And when we see each other too, and it's like
Yes.
it even heightens the experience because we haven't seen each other in so long. So when we do see each other, we're like three little kids, super hyped.
Exactly.
You can literally like you can literally like be like, oh yeah, those three have not seen each other in a while. Like you can tell.
That's funny.
But it's really nice that like we get to reunite like through Circle K and like have that interaction through our shared club interest.
And we also have so many memories together and so many experiences together that I feel like I can't relate with other people, and I feel like I can relate to with you guys on those things. I remember even when I was in Key Club, I was like, I couldn't talk to anybody about my Key Club because nobody else understood what I was going through except you guys.
Yeah.
Same with CKI. Like, I can't really talk to people about my committee and the things that I do with my committee with other people because I feel like they don't understand how passionate I am about it and how like into it I am, and the hardships and like the stuff that like aren't so hard, but like you guys, I feel like you guys like get me in that like in a different way than most people because we do have those like shared experiences and we've known each other for so long.
Yeah, and also our friends that are not in Circle K, like I can't go talk to them about stuff that happens in our club. Like, oh my God, do you remember when that happened?
Right.
Like I always talk to you guys like, oh my gosh, remember when this happened? Or this reminded me like of a certain person. So
Well, that was all for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Again, this is FLACKI'S Day Off. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can just DM us on our Instagram. Ailish, you're the PR chair. What's our Instagram?
Florida Circle K.
At Florida Circle K. And our Facebook. What's our Facebook, Ailish?
The Florida District of Circle K International.
And you can DM us if you have any questions or comment on our post if you have any questions that you would like us to answer. And you can also comment on our YouTube pages. Our episodes air, I think, every other Friday. I think.
Made it.
how do you not know?
Wait, you're right. I should know this stuff. And yeah, this is FLACKI'S Day Off. Thank you guys so much for listening. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My email is educations@FloridaCircleK if you have any questions about your membership, your club leadership, and your membership experience. And you can also reach out to these wonderful ladies about Ailish with your Instagram, your PR, and any like district updates, and Vanessa with your bylaws and any like legal stuff. No, we're here to help. We're here for you. So yeah, thank you guys for coming, or not coming because you're not here. Thank you so much for listening. And this is FLACKI'S Day Off. Bye, guys.